The boyfriend, the story is misunderstood. It's misunderstood. It's just one of an example of pattern interrupts. It's just a pattern interrupt. I can do pattern interrupts at any time. Look, sometimes I agree with Erik on something. Just because a woman says she has a boyfriend doesn't mean she does. And even if she does, he could be a placeholder. Doesn't mean jack shit. Now, that's not always true. Some women are really in love with the guys they're with, and more power to them. But so if a woman does say to me, and it doesn't come up so much anymore, but if she does say, I have a boyfriend, I'm going to interrupt the pattern and I'm going to switch the frame. I'm going to say, now, Debbie. By the way, I've never done a Debbie. I'll say, Debbie, you don't need to prove to me someone else finds you attractive. That's not how I'll make up my mind about you, which is an incredible pattern interrupt. It gets a laugh and it reverses the whole idea of who's seeking whom from what. I'm
The
now,
one, the one I use, if I may,
yeah,
is we're all seeing someone. That's just a minimizer, right? You just take it and minimize. But the real, if you do pick up well, you won't get the boyfriend objection.
not
There,
that often. No.
it doesn't come up if she's attracted to you. She just won't bring it up. She'll hold that, that secret. And in one of my long-term relationships, as I recall, this is a few years back now, she didn't tell me for 3 days that she had a boyfriend. It was too late by then. We started a relationship, and then she traveled with me to the next city.
I'll
So
tell you a good one. I'll tell you a good
because
one.
you won't have the objection
I
if
agree.
you game properly. If
Occasionally do. I remember a woman named Cheryl. Cheryl was a bodybuilder. She could have broken me in half. And when I did my shtick on Cheryl, she said, I'm sorry, I'm really into the guy I'm with. Otherwise, I would snap you up. I said, you know, if at some point, maybe a couple of weeks from now, I don't know exactly when, you might stop and think to yourself, is he with me in the way I truly want him to be? And when that occurs, you'll look for my number right here on this card. Now, she called me 2 months later and she said, you know what? I couldn't get that thought out of my mind. And I just came to the conclusion he's not who I truly want to be with. The key to that little thing was I future paced her. I gave her suggestions and commands to imagine a time in the future. I didn't say exactly when, so her unconscious filled in the blank. And I used a female mechanism that's there. We call it incorporation in NLP, which means females are constantly questioning, is this guy truly the guy for me? Is he really the one? They talk to their friends about it. So I just hijacked that mechanism. It's another example of utilizing unconscious processes and unconscious communication. And again, my overall message is if you're leaving that out of what you're doing, you're leaving a tremendous amount of power uh, on the table. You're not picking it up and using it. More questions?
I
Good
just
thoughts.
want
By the
to
way, plug.
Boyfriend blast.
I want to throw on top of that, those are some very good ideas from both of you. I like to ask, how's your love life? I hate when someone asks me, how are you? Because it's like in society a very
I'm
basic
single.
question. How's your love life? That's the one I like to ask.
Guilt-free.
Yeah, that's cool.
Single as well.
How are you doing, Ross? Are you in a relationship presently?
No, and I don't want one.
All right.
Trust me, it's just too crazy out there. And I'm busy also. I will say I'm busy at building this business. I've been invited to speak in Dubai in front of 2,500 people. I'm using the power of hypnotic language to sell. And there's a lot of money in Dubai. There's no broke ass people
When are you
in
going?
Dubai. I will be there November. Well, the talk is November 16th and 17th is the conference. I'm going to go way early because the jet lag for me is substantial. But I'm working on that. I'm taking on very wealthy clients who want my advice on hypnotic selling. So I'm fucking busy building that business. I don't have time for anyone who isn't, and you're going to agree with this. I know you will because you're an experienced man. So are you guys. I won't get with anyone who who's not emotionally fairly well regulated is on my team and shows respect and brings me peace. Hot at
Brings you
my
peace. I like
is
that.
is relatively less important. She's got to bring me, she's got to show me respect, bring me peace, be on my team, and be relatively emotionally well regulated. Otherwise,
But you do qualify women.
in here,
Yeah.
I don't do it externally. In
You
here,
know,
I
here's a thought just came up here. When I think of qualifying as, you know, the phase about 5 minutes in, where you're asking her questions to get her to invest finally, I think of it as false qualifying. I'm going to misinterpret everything she says as, you know, except for intermittent reward and punishment. I'm going to misinterpret what she says as positive and reward her for the good behavior of investing anything in me. I'm not actually judging her by the, you know, if I ask the question, is there more to you than meets the eye? And she doesn't answer it right, I'm going to what? Not pursue her. I'd rather turn her into a friend, make her comfortable, establish trust, see her on another occasion. And on a day 2, I can actually qualify her.
whoa. You said something interesting. I thought I heard the words intermittent reward and punishment come out of
Yeah.
your mouth.
Well, just intermittent reward, not punishment, intermittent reward.
Okay, so
75% of the time you reward somebody for interacting with you. If you say, name 3 things that would make me want to get to know you more, and she starts naming 3 things, reward her for it.
that's in my twin brothers pattern. I've been teaching that since
No
1990.
doubt, no doubt. I've read your stuff. I do recall.